just spoken about Granite there. I think Bertrand's been a miss as well over the last period of time. A, are you able to give us an update on his recovery? And B, just talk us through a little bit the challenge you're facing and kind of the balance of the side of that one, because I think he did emerge as a really important player for you.
Yeah. For our wingers, this position is really important because it's really demanding, and I think his experience was really important because he can manage the defensive side with efficiency. He can save energy, but with a high consistency out of possession. Then he can attack. So when you are a younger player, it's often difficult because it's really demanding, and sometimes you defend a lot, but you can't attack, so you can't show your strength. And Bertrand, for that reason, it was really important. Bertrand needs probably at least 3 weeks to get back, and so we'll have a good spring when they will be back in the team. And for the others, but it's always the same. The journey is the journey. It's impossible to have a linear trend during a season. So try to find solutions.
You said there the squad's in a good place, and clearly the team's in a very good place in terms of the table. I think the wide areas is probably one of the positions where I think fans feel like you can maybe do with a little bit more experience and depth for the rest of the season. What's your kind of assessment of that position going into the deadline?
Yeah, it's obvious. I think facts are facts, and this position is tough. We have many young players in those positions, so except Bertrand, but Bertrand is not available. And for first year in the league, it's not easy to fill every positions with experienced players, and players are able to deliver straight away. So they need time, they need support. If we can strengthen the squad, we'll do it, but we don't need 5 or 6 wingers. Sometimes you made a choice, and you have to adapt and to accept that maybe it will take more time than expected. It's life.
Would you say you're optimistic at the moment that you might get something done, or do you feel like it's going on?
I'm always optimistic. We'll see. We'll see if I'm naive.
We spoke last week a little bit about Wilson, and there's been some speculation about Eliza over the past week as well. What's the situation with those two as it stands?
At the minute, rumors, only rumors.
Would it be fair to say that you wouldn't be willing to let either player go without strengthening?
Yeah, I said before West Ham that I was happy with the squad. So with 2 real strikers, one a bit more versatile, the setup for me is perfect. So if we don't move, we'll be okay.
And can I just ask you about, obviously we speak about the game afterwards, and I think it's sometimes quite difficult to assess it straight away, and I just wondered kind of a week on your reflections on that first half of West Ham and what your kind of assessment was, and what you and the players have learned from.
Yeah, we had the review in this media room this morning, and it was about intensity. Well, we were well organized, so I had time to go into a full analysis and deep analysis. Well organized, but without intensity. And so our defensive third and our offensive third, we were weak because of the intensity, intentions, aggressiveness, and so on. So this question is important because in one way you have to protect your house, so it's your goal, and in the other way you have to take risks, and we didn't find this balance against West Ham. And they had a must-win mindset. It wasn't our case.
Is it fair to say you're struggling to replicate that away from home? We've talked about the home form, and you can see some of the players really thrive off the atmosphere in the stadium. Is it fair to say that maybe away from home you're struggling to find that a little bit consistent?
Yeah, numbers are numbers, so it's the case. So probably we have to reinforce our mindset and our resilience away. It's a key point, I agree. Yeah.
Is Anthony Patterson's situation moved or changed at all? Is it
Not at the minute.
Still potential that he goes?
Yeah, it's an option, but we need a replacement. Yeah.
Just ask you, I know you've been asked about Dan already, but just go back to the summer when a player who's so influential, captain of the club, means so much to him. How difficult was it to drop him, for him to lose his place? How difficult was that situation to manage in the early weeks of the season?
as a manager, you have to do your job. So it's not difficult if the conversation is still open and direct, clean, respectful, and it was the case with Dan. So it was tough because you say you won't be the captain. We'll have Granit, and he knows that the level is the level, and he fought until the end. So his contract situation was the contract situation, so not solved 1 year before. And when you come into the final year of your contract with this level of competition, you know that something will happen. So it was already more not the end of the story, but the direction, I would say. And after that, the transfer window is the end. Yeah.
And when was the decision made that it was right for all parties for him to leave this month? Did you sit down a couple of months ago and discuss that? Was on his side, was it kind of a reluctant acceptance that it was time to move on?
It's after that, it's a question of opportunities. You never know. So if Dan would have stayed with us until the end, for me, it was completely comfortable. That wasn't a problem. It was his decision now. Do I need to leave? Do I think that I need game time now rather than staying on the bench with maybe some opportunities, but not sure? He decided that it was better to leave, to play, to be involved in the core of the group. It wasn't the case with us, and we need to respect his decision.
Obviously, Dennis Serkin asked about his contract situation. How has the last month changed that situation at all? He's played regularly for you, hasn't he, since he's come back? Would you like him to extend his stay at the end of the season?
At the minute, I'm happy with Dennis, and he's doing well. So he had a long period without playing. So this period is really important for his consistency. So it's more a step-by-step process at the minute for him and for us. And we trust each other, which is really important. And if we go all the way, maybe we'll have another decision. But at the minute, nothing is done.
I was going to say, as a club, as a head coach, would you like that matter to be resolved sooner rather than later, or would you be happy leaving it until the end of the season, potentially?
I repeat, probably the main word with Dennis and us at the minute is consistency and trust. So if he stays consistent and he feels that it's the right place to go further, I think we'll find an agreement, but it's a bit early.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just on Dan, obviously, it's a big blow to lose a player like that, but also somebody who has Sunderland and the club running in his veins. Is that quite a difficult thing to lose, given as well how many new players have come in over the summer? Still
part of the legacy, and I think he did his job really well because he didn't play a lot and stayed really well connected, involved in everything. So he helped the others to grow and probably to take his place, and which in this world is not often. So it's really important to repeat that. It was even if he wasn't our captain this season, he behaves like a captain, and so he helped the whole squad to settle in this league, which is really important. And after that, it was time to leave. Yeah.
Just on the topic of leaders as well, I know you spoke about it earlier on, kind of Granit, obviously being the captain, having that experience and helping other people. I was wondering which other players you're kind of leaning on the pitch, especially now that Granit's out for a little bit, to kind of step up into those leadership roles.
Midfielders are really important because they can influence the high press and the triangle, both triangles, in and out of possession. And so Noah, Enzo, Habib now will be involved in that topic. And I think our centre backs are really important as well. So Dan Ballard, and even with the language now is getting better for Omar. So you have to be a bit more vocal. And our goalkeeper is really important. So we can't replace a leader like Granit, because even in the best teams in the world, you don't have often this kind of player. But with this player missing, I think we have splitting this responsibility. We have the possibility to grow and to be efficient, but it takes time.
Have you seen those players kind of growing as well over this season? Obviously, some of them you've not worked with for a long period of time.
It wasn't the case at West Ham, so I hope it will be the case against Burnley. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bridgie, how important is that link between your team and the supporters, especially with regard to this home record you've got?
I think the performance in the league is built often at home. So we have this strength, this connection, and I repeat, this responsibility. And probably it's a bit different away from home because you don't feel the same connection with your fans, even if we have numbers in the stands, but it's a bit different. At home, I think the players feel that it's important to win, it's important to give everything, it's important to be intense, to be resilient, to go over difficult moments. And so we feel this, that they are demanding, they support the team, so it's a good connection for them, for us. Sorry.
Because it is, I mean, it's a new team, but the supporters seem to have embraced them.
Yeah.
You know, from day one. Have you seen that very often in stadiums, in clubs?
I don't have a long career, so I think I started with that point at the beginning. If you show the intensity, if you show that you are fighting all the way, if you are connected with your teammates, you show strong teamwork. I think this is the key pillars of the identity of the club. Often in different clubs, but in Sunderland the identity is really strong. So if you show this mentality, you can create this support. So it starts from us, I think. It starts from us, and so far I think we showed this part, so I hope it will be the case.
And have you got a match day, home day routine now that you like to kind of follow or stick to? When you...
As manager?
Yeah.
Yes, I would say, because it's always demanding, the preparation, the pre-game, after that in the dressing room and so on. Yeah, it's quite the same. Yeah.
But do you have a superstition? Or
I'm not superstitious.
You're not superstitious
No.
at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to see a sign here. Should be here.
No.
Stay here. Don't move, please. No.
So are you
Be careful to the
opposite?
jacket. No, I'm not like that. No.
So you're the opposite of that?
Yeah, more. Yeah.
I believe it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.